Hey, what's up? This is Keep It Real Sports, and I got to keep it real. Looking back on the Auburn and Alabama game, number four at that time Auburn and number one Alabama, November 30th, Saturday. Okay, 2013, of course. Now I question the fourth down go fors that Alabama did. Okay, their kicker missed a field goal, right? Another one was blocked. But let's take a look at one of those missed field goals. Auburn called a timeout, and the kicker kicked the field goal, and it was good, right? Okay, play resumed, and this time he missed. So that's not telling you the kicker was having a bad day. I mean, he just made it. That happens. That happens in football. How many times have we seen a timeout call, and the kick was good, but it didn't count, and the kicker kicks again, the one that does count, and it misses? How many times do the team give up on that kicker? It doesn't happen because that happens. The kicker sometimes misses after he just made it. It wasn't like this guy was just missing badly just every kick. Okay, then another kick was blocked. Now, what that got to do with not trusting him? Kicks get blocked, bro. That happens, and you go with the kicker still because what's the chances or odds of the kick being blocked twice in one game? Rarely ever happens. So for Alabama to keep going for it on fourth down, I already knew watching the game that was a big mistake and a blunder by Nick Saban. Just terrible coaching that game. Auburn showed no real threat, especially in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. Second half, first and foremost, and then the fourth quarter. Auburn showed no real threat as to moving the ball. Alabama was the one getting the ball down in the Auburn territory, but just blowing it. Either miss field goals, block field goals, or can't get a fourth down conversion. But the bottom line is that they was in Auburn side of the field many times. So they were the more of a threat moving the ball. So had Auburn had the ball with 1 second left with a chance to make a 57-yard field goal, I could see why Auburn would try to kick that field goal because they struggled on offense moving the ball. Alabama moved the ball too easily, right? So I don't want to take my chances with Alabama. And Alabama D is pretty good. But for Alabama, for Nick Saban to keep going for on fourth down, one field goal ends the game. But to keep trying to go for it on fourth down, and then with a couple seconds left, try to get a field goal off. I mean, just the whole point of moving the ball, period, I thought was, bruh, you got the better team, you got the better offense, you got the better defense. You're the number one team in the country for the last 3 years. Have faith in yourself in overtime, bruh. I mean, that's just terrible, terrible coaching. And then, of course, the missed field goal and the run back, which was deserving. Nick Saban did a terrible job coaching that game. He panicked for no reason. He had the better team. His team moved the ball better. A terrible, terrible coaching job for Nick Saban. And that's the bottom line. It's terrible. Alabama should win that game easily. I'm a Florida State fan, and I would have loved to see us face Alabama. You know what I mean? I favor Alabama against us because, hey, they won back-to-back. They look good this year, undefeated, killing everybody. So, but I wanted to beat the best. I didn't want to beat an Ohio State, overrated Ohio State, or suspect Auburn. You know what I mean? Because Florida State would beat the hell out of both of them. But I wanted to face the best team in college football, which was Alabama. Just terrible, terrible coaching by Nick Saban. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see Florida State versus Alabama because of that. Hopefully something happens like last year and we see Alabama in the BCS, but this year I highly doubt it, pending the remaining schedule. The teams on the remaining schedule. But this is keeping it real. Terrible job coaching Nick Saban. Terrible, terrible job. Should you get fired? No. You know what I mean? Should you cry about it? Maybe. Because that was the terrible job he was chasing, bro. He was nervous for no reason. He had the better team. Peace.